Hey everybody, and thanks for watching another episode of The Other 99. Today we're going to take a look at a Nin the Pain Artist deck submitted by viewer Carl Paradise. This deck is a control deck that aims to draw tons of cards and burn the board clear of creatures, then pull off a big combo finish. Nin fits into the strategy well since she only costs 2 mana and can draw you cards or work as creature removal. She may provide too much advantage to your opponents if she kills big creatures, but she is ideal for picking off early game utility creatures. Red gives this deck access to burn sweepers, which keeps you from losing to fast-paced aggro decks. The deck also plays some of the more unique blue control cards, Blasphemous Act and Chain Reaction. Wrath effects that are better when there are a lot of creatures around, even more awesome if Stuffy Doll is on the board to take some of that damage. Magma Quake, an instant speed wrath that, like other red sweepers, works well with Stuffy Doll. Fireball, shoots creatures and can even kill players with enough mana. Oblivion Stone, a wrath effect that can make people leave you alone and is also searchable with Fabricate. Spin into Myth, tucks annoying generals and creatures with protection from red. Smash, artifact removal that cantrips, an excellent combination. Cryptic Command, the only counter in the deck, Cryptic Command can also bounce stuff, tap creatures, and cantrip. Leyline of Anticipation, flashing in blockers and casting sweepers as instants are both very useful things. Frozen Aether, can slow your opponents down both in mana production and being able to kill you with creatures, which gives you time to set up and win the game. Urabrask the Hidden, slows down your opponent's creatures as well as letting Arcanus and Niv-Mizzet do their thing as soon as they hit the board. Teferi, Mage of Zulfur, helps shut down fellow control players as well as making Jorah players cry. Evacuation, an instant speed way to clear the board, can also reset Stuffy Doll and combos well with Izzet Chronarch and Archaeomancer. Chancellor of the Spires, can steal lots of awesome spells from opponents, but is mainly in the deck to steal sweepers. All those control cards won't do you much good if you don't draw them. This deck runs a lot of card draw and filtering. The deck plays as Sensei's Divining Top. Niv-Mizzet the Firemind, lets you deal damage to players when Nin damages creatures, because being a flyer that draws cards just wasn't enough. Arcanus the Omnipotent, Ancestral Recall every turn, and can also bounce himself to dodge removal. Fact or Fiction, instant speed digging power that often either draws you 3 to 4 cards or gets you the 1 card you need. Sphinx of Uthun, Fact or Fiction on a 5/6 flying body. Truth or Tale, a mini reverse Fact or Fiction. Riptide Shapeshifter, 9 of the deck's creatures have a unique creature type, while several other creature types are shared by only 1 or 2 creatures. Deep Analysis, allows you to draw 4 cards, but the mana can be spread out over 2 turns. Not to mention Flashback is handy if Deep Analysis gets dumped into your graveyard. Mindspring, can draw a ton of cards and set you up for a win. Foresee, allows you to see up to 6 cards and get up to 4 of them out of the way. Brainstorm, the cheapest digging power in the deck. Azami, Lady of Scrolls, lets you use all of your utility wizards to draw cards, even the turn you cast them. Browse, allows you to quickly dig through your library for win cons or combo pieces. Shattered Perception and Tolarian Winds. Cards like Mindspring and Deep Analysis are great, but sometimes you just need to dig through a ton of cards very quickly. This deck is very focused on drawing cards and controlling the board, but there are a few random utility cards in the deck as well. Stuffy Doll. Nin and Stuffy are a match made in heaven. It can be tutored up with Fabricate and allows you to sink extra mana into drawing cards while also dealing damage to an opponent. Trinket Mage, searches up top as well as Sol Ring and Memnite, both of which are combo pieces. Fabricate, lets you search up combo pieces, Gauntlet for more mana, or even Oblivion Stone for a Wrath. Vedalken Aethermage, finds wizards like Teferi, Sigil Tracer, Arcanus, and Niv-Mizzet, or even Nin if she gets tucked. Thermopod, lets you turn your creatures into mana if you need a boost or in the event of a Wrath, and lets you sack all of your opponent's creatures after stealing them with Insurrection. Clone and Phantasmal Image, can copy opponent's creatures. Phyrexian Metamorph, does all the things that Clone does, but can also copy Gauntlet of Power to give you a huge mana boost. This deck doesn't run tons of mana rocks, but it does play cards that help it combo off. Darksteel Ingot and Izzet Signet, fix your colored mana and can be used to turn the colorless mana from Tidespout combo into colored mana. Sol Ring, in addition to being a generically powerful card, Sol Ring is also a combo piece. Gauntlet of Power, generates tons of extra mana. Most of this deck helps you keep from losing so you can sculpt a perfect hand and then go off. Well, here are the things that actually make you win. Rite of Replication. Lets you get one of your opponent's creatures all for yourself, or lots of them, or lots of your own creatures. Warp World, a big red finisher that is very fun if you love the chaotic aspect of red. Gather Specimens, can snag one creature or a token army, and seals everything if you cast it in the same turn as Warp World. Spellweaver Volute, lets you reuse spells from graveyards. Time Stretch, taking additional turns is an easy path to victory, especially if you can recur or copy it. Call to Mind, gets back instants and sorceries, and can help you take infinite turns if used with Rite of Replication and Izzet Chronarch or Archaeomancer. Psychosis Crawler, turns this deck's crazy amount of card draw into its own win condition. Memnite is a combo piece with Tidespout Tyrant, which can create infinite mana with Sol Ring by tapping for 2 mana from Sol Ring, bouncing it back to your hand when you play Memnite, use one of the mana you just received from Sol Ring to play it again, netting 1 mana. Rinse and repeat. Ignite Memories. If infinite mana won't win you the game, then this can be used to win off of the infinite storm count created by Tidespout Tyrant. Vicious Shadows. Works very well with Nin's draw effect when used on opponent's creatures and can turn a wrath effect into a game winner. Insurrection. Lets you win with everyone else's creatures. Wild Ricochet, Reverberate, and Sigil Tracer. Lets you copy cards like Time Stretch and Mana Geyser to help win the game. Archaeomancer and Izzet Chronarch. Can act as either utility or combo pieces. Grand Architect and Pilipala. Another infinite mana engine. First, turn Pilipala blue with Grand Architect, then tap it to add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Then use that 2 mana to untap Pilipala to add a colored mana to your mana pool. This can be done an infinite amount of times, netting 1 mana each time. Past in Flames. Lets you cast your game-winning combos even if they're in the graveyard. Mana Geyser and Inner Fire. Lets you gain enough mana to combo off or draw lots of cards with Nin. Eye of the Storm. Lets you reuse all of your big sorceries. If you can put Time Stretch under it, then you'll probably take a lot of turns. And finally, for the lands. Command Tower, Valakut the Molten Pinnacle, Lonely Sandbar, Gitu Encampment, Reliquary Tower, Teetering Peaks, Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse, Soaring Seacliff, Halmar Depths, and 13 Islands and 12 Mountains. And now for the strengths and weaknesses of the deck. Its strengths. It has a lot of options for how to win the game. It has a lot of digging power, so you'll always have the cards you need. It can use opponent spells against them. And for its weaknesses. It has trouble dealing with early game aggro. It has almost no spot removal or counter magic. It rolls over to hate cards like Underworld Dreams or Iron Maiden. You should play this deck if you like drawing cards more than anything else ever. You like to play blue decks that control the board with something besides counterspells. You like combo decks, and you love Stuffy Doll. Thanks for checking out viewer Carl Paradise's Nin the Pain Artist deck with us. After plugging the deck into TCGplayer.com, the moderate cost for the deck was just over $100. With just a few changes, you could build this sick card-drawing, face-burning combo deck for less than $100. And that is pretty sweet. For next time, vote on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube for either 8.5 Tails, Zozu the Punisher, or Thrun the Last Troll. Remember that you can vote on all 3 sites for the general you want to see next. And once again, I'm Carson of Top Go Productions, and thanks for watching.